Imagine standing before a roaring crowd, your body broken, your faith unshaken, and your captors preparing a punishment so unthinkable it would etch your name into history forever. This is the story of Saint Erasmus, also known as Saint Elmo, a man whose name is synonymous with enduring some of the most brutal punishments ever inflicted. But what did he do to deserve such a fate? And how did he become a revered saint? Let's delve into the gritty details of his story. Saint Erasmus was a Christian bishop in the 3rd century, a time when the Roman Empire was cracking down on followers of Christ. Despite the persecution, Erasmus fearlessly preached about Jesus, performing miracles and healing the sick. But his actions didn't go unnoticed. Soon, the emperor's soldiers came for him, arresting him for his Christian beliefs. Over the next few months, Erasmus was tortured multiple times, each instance designed to break his spirit and force him to renounce his God. But through it all, he remained steadfast. Finally, the Roman governor Quintianus personally interrogated Erasmus, demanding that he offer sacrifice to the Roman gods. When Erasmus refused, Quintianus unleashed his most trusted torturer, one familiar with extracting confessions through unspeakable means. The account of what happened next was recorded by a fellow bishop, Priscillian of Rome. He wrote, when the officer had commanded the most cruel tortures to be applied, he said, "Confess now, you miserable man, and you shall not suffer any further torments." But blessed Erasmus had already poured out his blood, and was offering up his very soul to God. So what exactly did Erasmus endure? The specific details are gruesome and disturbing, even for today's audience. It was an ordeal that involved being sewn up inside a leather bag along with a burning coal, resulting in 3rd-degree burns all over his body. Yet somehow, even after this, he didn't renounce his faith. In the end, Erasmus was taken to the Circus Maximus, the site of Rome's infamous chariot races, where he was crucified. But the crucifixion wasn't the end. The Romans dragged his lifeless body through the streets, leaving it exposed to the elements as a warning to other Christians. Though his death was gruesome, Erasmus was remembered not for the pain he suffered, but for the strength of his spirit. He became known as Saint Elmo, the patron saint of sailors, with legends claiming that he calmed storms and guided ships safely to shore. Even today, sailors look to him for protection during rough seas. And it's said that the mysterious Saint Elmo's fire, a glowing light sometimes seen on ships' masts during storms, is a sign of his presence. But let's end this tale with a dose of reality. Historians debate the accuracy of Erasmus's martyrdom story, with some believing that the legend grew out of a much smaller event, perhaps even based on a misunderstanding. But whether he was torn apart as the legend goes, or met a less gruesome end, one thing is certain: Saint Erasmus's story continues to grip our imaginations, reminding us of the lengths to which faith can take us.